Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Meet Sean O'Neill. Today I'm with Katherine Jones. Kath is the founder of Think Wines Limited. It's a reduced calorie, reduced sugar, vegan, organic, Prosecco and sparkling rosé. Now what a mouthful that is. He's also the founder of We Are Social Nation, an influence and market agency managing accounts for large followers and numbers of pairings with fitting brands. So you are a busy woman, eh?
Very busy, yeah, especially at the minute.
The great thing with this is I've known Kat for some time now, and she is also a great friend of mine. So this is going to be an interesting conversation to see how we've evolved over this past coming weeks and months.
Yeah.
So Kat, tell us about Think Wines, because I know it's a great passion of yours and it's been doing really well in the recent, this year especially.
Yeah, definitely. So Think Wines, as you said very well, I must say, reduced calorie, reduced sugar, vegan and organic, Prosecco and Pinot Grigio sparkling rosé. It came about basically from kind of myself being a huge fan of Prosecco and sparkling wines, and noticing that I was just gaining weight drinking it all the time. Almost just an idea for me to say, oh, I wish there was a way for me to be able to drink this with a bit of a healthier option or less of the guilt. And that's kind of how it came about. It was a small idea that just morphed into a very big idea very quickly. But yeah, the idea was we wanted to make it taste delicious, because there is people out there that are doing it. There's other people who have made like a vegan wine or a reduced calorie wine, but they taste terrible. And so the difference is I wanted to make something that was still really delicious and you still really wanted to drink it, but it was better for you. And that's how it came about. And then we set about to making it happen.
Fantastic. So talk me through the process of development.
Yeah. So it's quite long-winded, really. We knew that to make Prosecco, it would have to come from Italy. And not only just Italy, it does have to be a certain place in Italy called Treviso. It's right near Venice. I don't know if we can see it on the map. No. But yeah, so a place called Treviso in Italy is where it comes from. So we went round, well, it was me actually alone. I went round to all these different wineries tasting their Prosecco, because the idea was if I could just taste their standard Prosecco and I could see that it tasted really nice and it was a really high quality, then I knew when I reduced the sugar or removed sugar, it would still taste good. So we set about doing that, and I must have visited. It was a very terrible time in my life, you know. I had to visit so many wineries and drink so much wine. Went on for a long time, but then
where was my invitation?
I know, yeah. If I'd have known you, then you would have definitely been coming. But yeah, so we just went around a load of different wineries, and then I found this one, absolutely loved their wine, like as is. And then I thought that I know for sure if we reduce the sugar from this, that it will still taste delicious. So then we did that. I was only going over there for Prosecco originally. But I ended up seeing that they had the sparkling rosé. And I was like, ooh, that looks nice. Can I try it? And I tried it and I was like, wow, this is unreal. So I was like, I have to get this as well, because it's like, so we call it Prosecco and then Think Pink. And I thought it goes really well together because people love like a pink drink, and you know, it's very fashionable, it's very summery. So I ended up getting sold another product by accident when I was there. But yeah, we removed the sugar. It was a bit of back and forth, kind of, can you remove this much sugar? Can you put this much sugar back in? Can you do this? Can you do that? I think they hated me, definitely. But we got there in the end, and then they sent me the product and I absolutely loved it. So I then had to set about designing a label, a logo, coming up with a name, all of that. And then finally, it took about 2 years total development time till we actually got the product with us in England, but we finally got the product here last July 2019.
So you're saying we?
I say we. It's mainly because the reason I say we is because I've got a team at Social Nation who've been along for the whole journey with me. So everything I did, even though like the trip to Italy was alone and everything was actually technically alone, the team at Social Nation have been like with me every step of the way, and they were involved in every single decision making process. So I very much include them in everything that went on. I do also have a business partner, but she still works, so I don't really get to get her involved as much as I like. But she will be getting more stuck in as time goes on.
I'm yet to see a successful person do it alone. So
I
guess everything is about your team, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I know you've mentioned your team before. I think both me and you had a discussion one time about business partners and team, and when it's not so good.
Yeah.
So we do know what it's like to be on the other side of that, where you have partnerships that isn't so good. So to actually have a team of people that is so good, I guess, it's invaluable. It's something that I talk about regularly. So that was actually going to be my next question.
Yeah.
How you integrate your Social Nation with Think Wine, but it kind of happened organically then.
Yeah,
did it?
Yeah, it did. So Social Nation, that's an influencer marketing agency. So the people we manage over there, they've got large followings on social media. Kind of smallest one's about 100,000 followers, and the largest one's about 10 million followers. So the way it works is a brand will pay us as the middleman to get our client to post about them. That will then send all their followers to their website, and they can then try and convert those people to sales. So that's how it works. I have got a lot of female clients. They love to drink wine. They love the healthy option. A lot of them are vegans as well. So even when I'd come up with the idea originally, I thought this would work really well in terms of influencer marketing. I can actually use my own model to market my brand once it's up and running. And I spoke to a lot of them about it, and I said, would you be on board with this? Would you promote it? And they were like, absolutely. If you kept me in wine, I'd have no issue with promoting this for you.
That's a great way to bribe, isn't it?
Oh yeah. No, there's loads of wine bribery going on around here, by the way. But so we spoke about that, and they were all on board. And then I spoke to my team at Social Nation, and they were all like, it's a brilliant idea. Like, if we can do it properly, it's going to be amazing, because we know how to market it. We've already got that experience, because Social Nation's been going for 2.5 years, but I've worked in that industry for 6 years. So there's nothing really I don't know about influencer marketing. So yeah, that's just how it happened. It just came organically because we knew that we could actually use Social Nation as our marketing department, shall we say, and they can run all the Facebook ads.
For someone out there, like, obviously being a social influencer is a huge job title for people now. So how does someone actually become a social influencer?
I mean, it depends. Most of the people that we manage have come off some kind of TV show, and that's how they've got their followers. That's the majority of the people that we've got. However, there's a lot of them that have got there through fashion. I say most of our clients are females. They are. I think that's just because with us being a team of women, it's like they gravitate towards us. We have got a couple of men, but we just naturally gravitate towards females. And so
like
we've got fashionable ones.
Sounds like me. I kind of gravitate towards.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. As well.
Oh, I bet you do.
So what advice would you be giving someone who wants to start out and would really like to be a social influencer?
So the easiest way, if you want to do it the easiest way, is to just get on a TV show. Go and apply for everything you can. If you want to build your platform organically, then you need to make sure that you've got some kind of USP. So you're either really, really funny. So you're doing, you know, funny things on TikTok. You're doing things before the rest of the world are doing them. So you want to be funny, or you want to be super, super fashionable, or you want to be a wife or girlfriend of someone who's got followers. That's always an option. I've got a few of those ones. But the easiest way, genuinely, is to just get on a TV show, because you will just build followers overnight. And once you've got that follower base, you'll be able to make money straight away off the back of it.
And what would be the biggest income streams for
an influencer? Yeah, it's going to be the paid posts that they do with different brands. So we work with brands like Coca-Cola, McDonald's. Obviously, as you can imagine, they've got huge marketing budgets. So when they want, like, we did a campaign with McDonald's, and that was a case of just talking about their new burger that they had out and just literally eating it on camera. But they chose some of our funnier influencers, and they would literally just drive through McDonald's, get a burger, eat it on camera. Oh, love this new burger from McDonald's. It's so simple, but you get paid thousands and thousands of pounds just for that one video. So it's going to be the brands that you work with. And I think the more you can not dilute your brand, the better, because some of them are so they'll take anything, you know. They won't think about, well, does this really suit me? Do I actually like this? They just want money, money, money. So then they end up devaluing and diluting their brand. Whereas if they take the advice that we're giving them, that's only say yes to the brands that really fit with you. They really resonate. You really enjoy it. You really like that brand, and you're not actually lying. You're saying, I use this because you do. And that's how you will organically sell it, because you love it anyway. So that's what I try and teach them. I try and teach them, like, please just go for the brands that you actually like.
Yeah, so I guess it's, you can fake anything.
Oh yeah.
For a period of time.
Yeah. But eventually it catches you
up. Eventually, no matter what it is in life, in business.
Yeah.
Whether, you know, you can start off being a certain person, but if you are faking it, eventually that will come out to bite you.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of us have experienced that over time. That's in business and personal life. Yeah. And so your business background, then you didn't go to university to study business, did you? Did you just learn this on the job?
No, the funny thing is, I actually did. Yeah, I studied international business management at uni. I can't say I learned a single thing from there, though, if I'm being honest. If anything, throughout uni, I was very like, I only went there to party. You know, I didn't go there because I wanted to do anything. I just went there with, like, oh, well, I get a few more years of partying. I didn't really do much, didn't really show up to many classes or anything. And I didn't really take it in. I mean, I ended up with a 2-1 in the end. I should have done better, really, if I would have actually done stuff, but I didn't. I just lived my life. But the best thing that happened to me throughout that was I had to do a year out abroad. So I actually moved to Kentucky in the United States during my course. So I did 2 years in uni in Leeds, and then I went through a year in America. Now, when I was in a year in America, I worked for the Marriott hotels, and I was an intern, and I had to go around every single department, basically. So I worked on everything from housekeeping to wedding sales to reception. But I always remember I was only 19 or something, and I was working on reception in the Marriott, and I was terrified. I was like, I can't speak to people. Like, you can't just throw me in front of all these American people. What if they don't understand me? What if people don't, you know, no one wants to just see me stood there. And I was really self-deprecating, shall we say, the way, like, English people tend to be. That's how I was. And I got shoved out by this American manager who was the loudest in-your-face man you've ever met. And he was like, you're going to do it. You're going to smash it. Come on, woo. And he had, like, everyone cheering for me, clapping, everything. It was a big ordeal. And I just got flung out onto reception. And within about a week, I was the top seller on reception. And I don't know if it was like my accent, the fact, I was from England and I was in the middle of Kentucky. So everyone's like, oh my God, people would wait instead of queuing to get checked in by someone else. They'd wait in my line to get checked in by me. So
You
within
actually
about a
got
week.
paid. You actually got paid
Yeah,
for the beauty of actually learning.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I repeatedly tell people that theory will never be the same as practice.
Oh no, never.
And I've learned the hard way because I left school very young, as
Yeah.
you know, and my education has been through just practice alone.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing better.
and through having conversations with people like yourself who find interesting, or we can feed off each other. And but it literally is, businesses have been literally written on a piece of A4 paper.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how I was going to get to stage 2.
Yeah.
Never mind stage 20, and I just started.
Yeah.
And it's like you getting on that plane and going to Italy.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to get to the end, but you started.
Yeah. No, exactly. Even with my businesses, it's not like I've ever linked it back to my degree and gone, "Ooh, in university we learned this." It's never been that. I've just kind of gone, "Let's give it a stab in the dark and we'll see what happens."
And
see how it comes.
And I think that a lot of people out there that have to realize that some people like a safety net to jump from. And I think there is no safety net.
No.
Especially now in modern times, people are realizing there is no safety net.
Yeah.
And if you don't jump, I think the difference between maybe the likes of me and you and others is if I couldn't live with myself if I thought that I didn't give it a chance.
Same. Yeah. I love a good risk.
Yeah. I'd rather have nothing and know that I tried. But
Same.
I would never have nothing because I'd have experience.
Yeah.
From that failure. I don't like the word failure because I don't believe it. It's more like a lesson. I'd have an experience, and that experience would then lead me on to my next lesson, and then I would over the years be able to perfect or sort of get closer to perfecting, because I guess your knowledge is always increasing, the bar is always moving.
Yeah.
And technology, well, look what connects us.
I know.
More so than ever, we're relying on technology.
With this.
So if I go back to the recession of 2008, one thing I didn't do was panic.
Yeah.
And try and figure out the answer overnight, because the answer of today will never be the answer of tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you do strip things back to basics, you have to have one thing that I really, really have is gratitude for anything I have in life. So that gives me the safety net to know that I'm not going to completely crumble, because I am grateful. I then have respect for others and what's going on around me. And then I try and listen more to the most knowledgeable people I know.
Yeah.
So I've got a group of elders, I call them, which are the older people that are either my business partners or very good friends of mine. And my first elder was my grandma, and a lot of the stories that she's told me about hardship is ingrained in me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the advice she gave me really gives me a good foundation. So if I listen to you know who those people are. You know the people out there that can give you sound advice. You know who you run back to in the moment of need or the moment of hardship, that can give you some sort of direction, or maybe not direction, just sometimes a bit of security and a bit of like, you need to hear good news.
Oh yeah.
So once you surround yourself with those people, one thing I don't listen to a lot of is news, because I find that listening to news is very repetitive
and depressing
and negative. And you will never succeed if you've got a negative or a fearful attitude towards anything in life.
Yeah.
You
It's
have
funny you say that, because I only just had that conversation with someone yesterday when they were being so negative, and I said, are you just watching the news constantly? They're like, oh yeah, it's on in the background on repeat. I'm like, no wonder. Your head must be in a big negative.
Well, if you see behind me, I've got a beautiful TV, nice reflection as well. But I've got a beautiful TV. I'll tell you a funny story about that, actually. My last TV blew up. The brain of it blew up because it was on standby for almost a year, and I never turned it on. I don't even know what I actually said, because they gave me a replacement and I upgraded to this TV, but I very rarely watch even TV. My news comes from my elders, my mom, my dad. My news comes from people that I want to spend time and talk to, because
Yeah.
I only spend time and talk to people that have a positive outlook on life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one level. Then the next level is I have a really good team, whether they're directly employed by me or they are friends or they're business partners or whatever way they have. So I know that I have they can rely on me and I can rely on them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to get something
Great
done.
relationship.
And sort of the third thing would be is don't be in a rush.
Yeah.
Nobody in this world has made a success of themselves overnight. Like success. So it's funny when people talk about success, the first thing they think about is the financial success, money.
Yeah.
But that's only one part of it. And it's we all know whether we believe it or not, but we do know the money alone will not bring success. There's the social side of success, which basically I probably just explained before. There's the health side. So your physical and mental well-being is a huge part of that. So there's more than just one side of success. So it's very hard to define. When I'm speaking to different people, I have to realize what the most important part of their set, and knowledge is the biggest one. I am busier more now than I've ever been, because I constantly crave knowledge.
Yeah.
Because knowledge will then get me over the next hurdle.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a combination of those things where my recipe for success is unbreakable. Because if I'm going through a financially less fruitful time, my health side of it, my mental and physical health, will counteract up my social side with my friends, my colleagues, and that's it. And I think that's a combination that is basically unbreakable.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. How do you think you've gone on to become such a good leader? Because I know some of your staff and they're obsessed with you. The way I'm obsessed with my staff, I feel like they're obsessed with you in that way, which is exactly what I would like for my future. I want them to be as obsessed with me as I am with them.
Well, I think me and you's very similar, because you maybe don't see the side where every day, if I don't hear from my key members of staff, I ask them how they are, what's been going on, and do they need me? I also sometimes, before meetings, for example, now I'm on the phone to you that I can't be disrupted. I have literally called two of the team that I haven't heard from today and say, I'm going to be busy maybe for the next hour or two. Is everything okay? Do you need me? I find that I actually chase my staff and my team as much as they chase me. And a lot of the time, it's not just for work to be done. I just ring to see how they are and do they need me or any advice. And sometimes it goes into conversations about family. Tonight, three of my team, I'm arranging dinner to be cooked for them. And they're going to be sitting together because they're doing some really long hours at the moment, and they've stayed close to me. So I'm having dinner being cooked and dropped off to them tonight.
Oh,
So it's like
stuff like that.
it brings me back to the times on the farm. I grew up with my grandparents on the farm, my mom. My dad lived not far away, and through all those difficult times, there's always so much food on the plate.
Yeah.
Although there was times of hardship, the door was open for everyone. Yeah. The sense of community was incredible, and people didn't do it for money. They did it because they had a sense of wanting to take care of their neighbor. Yeah. That's my sense. I have literally not opened any business because I saw the financial gain of it. I've opened a business because I think that person that I love spending time with could be my business partner, or could work for me, or if I'm able to help somebody, or if I'm able to guide somebody, surely someday they'll be there for me, even if it's just a shoulder to cry on, or if it's just a little bit of a door opening in the right direction, or a pointer in the right direction. I think actually that's how we met, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. A friend of yours told me about your Think Wines, and you just launched it. And you quite kindly brought me a sample.
I did. Yes.
Of your Prosecco. And actually, that was probably one of the conversations.
Did you ever even drink that, or did it just get given to a lady?
No, actually. I drank the rosé, which was really nice, and I gave the other one away.
Okay.
Yeah. I gave it to someone and you would appreciate it. I actually gave it to someone that in the bar industry. Remember that?
Oh, really? Who was it?
So I passed it on to somebody.
Yeah. Well, you definitely opened some doors for me at that time anyway, and I spoke to quite a few people in the hospitality industry. Again, just literally just off the back of meeting you, but I knew that would be the case anyway, because obviously I'd met you at the what was it called in Gino's, where the leadership lunch, was it? In Gino de Campos.
Right, yes.
But that was very, very brief. I know you'd given a speech on that day, and I thought, okay, yeah, everything he's saying I can resonate with, because it's all just about positivity, family, and in the end making money. I'm about all those three things.
Well, look, you don't knock money. It's got its value, but money is an exchange. Money isn't something you should keep. Money is an exchange for information.
I always see it as it's an exchange to travel, because without money it's difficult to travel, and that's my only goal in life, to travel the world, to see everything. So without money I can't do that.
So it's an exchange for information and experience. That's all money is. Because if you buy a house, it's an experience, and it feels nice to be in that house. You never truly ever own anything. You just experience a nice. If you want to travel and you made lots of money, you can travel business class or first class. That's an experience. You don't actually get to keep those things. And I value, at the top of my list is knowledge and information. So I've always thought the more knowledge and information I can gain, the stronger position I'm going to be there to protect myself, but also protect the others around me. The Think Wine, how's it doing for online sales? And
online sales have really, really picked up over the past 3 to 4 weeks. I think that's due to people obviously staying at home a lot more. People before this, my focus was always about the trades, getting into bars, restaurant, hotels, event spaces, football clubs, all of that. That's where I've been putting all my efforts. And then due to the current climate, I've done a complete overhaul of the business, and now it's just all about online sales. So we're hammering Facebook ads, influencer marketing, Google ads, getting our SEO right. We've got time now to look at the brand and almost, we're not rebranding as such, but clean it up a bit. Like, just clean up the brand, all that back end stuff that you don't really get a chance to do because you're functioning day to day and everything's a big mad rush. we've now got a chance to like reevaluate everything and almost start fresh. So yeah, online sales is where it's at the minute. The goal for the brand, as much as I would absolutely love to sell online and for that to do really well, my goal is to build a brand, and I want that brand to be everywhere. I want it to be seen, heard. I want everyone to be drinking it. I want everyone to love it. I want it to be as strong as Moe, Verve, anything like that. That's the type of brand that I'm after. Everyone just knowing it and drinking it, being like, yes, this is a high quality wine and brand. So that's what I want.
Sarah Blakely,
Don't think so.
the founder of Spanx.
Oh no, I don't know her.
Sarah Blakely is the founder of Spanx. She's a billionaire.
Okay.
And when she founded Spanx, she basically went to every single retailer, and she sold her product in their shop.
Yeah.
And I've listened to her a lot and read about her, and she reminds me a bit like you, where she has the passion and she would go there, and she would you will meet every single person you can possibly meet.
Absolutely.
to get the word out and to convince them. Why? Because people buy into a person, not just a brand.
Yeah.
And if that's some advice I can ever give you, but you already know that think wine will be successful, but it's probably going to be down to you.
Yeah.
And people buying into you.
Yeah.
I'm
coming round to that idea now. In the beginning, I was very much like, I'll make this successful, but no one will ever know me. I will be in the shadows and that. But now I am very much realizing like your strongest brands, everyone knows who owns them, don't they? Everyone knows Richard Branson, probably just as much as they know Virgin.
Yeah.
If not more, everyone knows him. Well, so I am coming around to that.
Since I moved to Liverpool 16, 17 years ago, and I personally have looked after thousands of people that have arrived to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't own the restaurants, I made sure that I knew the owner of the restaurant, and that when that person went into that restaurant, they got looked after.
Yeah.
They got a bottle of wine on the house. They got appreciated. They got treated like a king. First of all, because I get nothing out of it, but the restaurant owner got business.
Yeah.
Whoever came to the city, whether they're a client of mine or whether they weren't, they had a really nice experience.
Yeah.
And I put that experience together with them.
Yeah.
Over the years, thousands of people have come, and they've all left with an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Whether they stayed in my accommodation, whether they stayed in my friends' hotels, whether they went to my friends' bars, restaurants, retail outlets. Anyone that comes to the city, I look after them.
Yeah. I can
indirectly, they then want to do business with me.
Of course, yeah.
Whether they want to buy properties that I have, or if I haven't got anything for me to sell, then I'll go and help them. If they want the marketing team and the digital media team I work with, I can put them in that direction. I literally have always wanted to take care of people, and the success has been because it's in me. Yeah. No different than my grandmother. Whenever someone walked in through their door in the 1970s, 80s, 90s, well, the 70s and 80s especially, there was no money around, or even earlier. She fed them. All the farmers and all the families would feed each other, and they'd look after each other, and that was a byproduct of how they all succeeded and they all go through those tough times. And I only realized that in recent years that we don't have to have complicated business plans. We don't have to have such a complex structure that our team and our staff have manuals to read before they start on day one. You just need to have your values. You have to explain. For example, my team know my values. My personal values are the same as my company values.
Yeah.
and my team's values either enhance or just complement what I've already brought, what I've already created.
Yeah.
And I never opened the book to ever learn those values.
Tell you that, yeah. No, I say that as well. Like, people ask me all the time, they'll go, what books is it that you've read? You know, there's all these like 5 a.m. Club and all these self-development books. I've never, ever, ever read one. And I believe that the reason I don't do that is because I'm so scared to take away my natural ability to read and interact with people, because I'm thinking in my head about the certain things that the book has told me, that it would take away from that natural ability. So that's why I've never done that.
Well, I didn't do it for years, but what I did then is I started listening or reading books, but purely, I always relate, as you know, I relate everything back to a story of me and my life or my experience.
Yeah.
So I'll read a book, gain some knowledge, and sort of translate that story into my life, and it actually rejogs my memory of the past.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things I forgot about.
Yeah,
and this is actually by reading a book, will rejig from my very first business at the age of 11, and a lot of them back then is what I do now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kath Jones, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
This is the first time I spoke to you over camera, actually. Usually we just meet in person.
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
But no, it's been great. And I'm sure the audience will actually really take on board a lot of the tips and advice you've given them. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in for another episode of Meet Sean O'Neill. And you will hear from us all again shortly.
Woo.